Good morning, students. Myself, Dr. G.S. Bhopalkar, Head and Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Rajiv Gandhi Mahavidyalaya, Mudkhed, District Nanded. I welcome you for the online teaching periods during the lockdowns for the academic year 2020-21. As you know about the COVID pandemic in our state and country, as per the direction of Government of Maharashtra and as per the circular of Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathwada University Nanded, we have started the online teaching for BSc third year and second year students. The Department of Chemistry, Rajiv Gandhi Mahavidyalaya Mudkhed, has started for the online teaching paper wise for paper number 12, the organic and inorganic chemistry for the class of BSc third year. And today we have to discuss on the topic of synthesis of drug. Now, as you know about the syllabus of chemistry, I have already posted the syllabus of chemistry subject to all the BSc third year students via Google Classroom. I have already created a Google Classroom. I have sent to you Google Class Code. I have invited all the BSc third year students for the academic year 2020-21 by email also, and most of the students have been joined the Google Classroom. I have already posted the syllabus of BSc third year chemistry by Google Classroom to the all BSc third year students on their email as well as by Google Classroom. Now this is our syllabus of BSc third year chemistry for the semester of 5th and 6th, which is effective from June 2018. And we have well known about there are 2 theory papers in the 5th sem, 2 theory paper in the last sem 6th sem, and there are 2 practical papers. Now in paper number 12, organic and inorganic chemistry, there are 2 sections, section A and section B. Section A corresponds to organic chemistry. In this organic chemistry, we have to learn the topic or chapters. Unit 1st, heterocyclic chemistry. Unit 2nd, 6-membered heterocyclic chemistry. Unit 3rd, synthetic drug and dyes. And unit 4, alkaloids and alkaloid vitamins and pesticides. And in the section B part, in which the chapters are included from inorganic chemistry, unit 5, coordination chemistry, part 1st, and unit 6, the chemistry of element in medicines. Now in this period, we have to learn from the organic chemistry chapter, that is synthetic drug and dyes. Now I have already posted this study material to the all students of BSc third year on 10th August 2020. Means I have posted the study material on the synthetic drugs, and from today we are starting the audio visible lecture on synthetic drugs. Now before going to start the synthesis of drug, we should know about the disease and what are drugs. Now generally we have well known about the disease, means most of the diseases in human bodies which are caused by microorganisms, and these microorganisms may be the bacteria and viruses. Now, when such a microorganism getting entry in our body, at that time they get multiply, and if they overcome to the body defense, means when they overcome to our body defense, they causes a disease, or the person causes from the disease. Means because of the multiply and overcome to the our body defense, they causes a disease, and such a diseases may be get cured by using a specific chemical compound or entity are called as drugs. This is the general theme or general meaning of drug and disease. Now, what is the definition of drug? The definition of drugs, the word drug is derived from French word that is drog, drago, and its meaning is dry herb. Means the generally drug is defined as it is the substance, it is the chemical compound, it is the chemical material. Means it is the substance which is used in the prevention, diagnosis, treatment, or to cure a disease in man and other animal. Means those substance which is used for taking the prevention from diseases, those substance which is used to diagnose the diseases, or those substance which is used to carry out the treatment for the disease or to cure a disease in man and other animal. Such a substance is called as drug. Means these three words are important, that is prevention, diagnosis and treatment. Okay, now the next definition according to the WHO. I think we have known about this is the organization at world level, that is World Health Organization. According to the World Health Organization, it is defined as a substance or the product, means the drug is the substance or the product of any chemical reactions which is used for modifying and exploring physiological systems or pathological states. Means if any disorder is observed in the physiological system of human beings and animal, or if any disorder is observed in the pathological state or cells in the patients, at that time he required a drug, and this drug is nothing but the chemical substance. And when the chemical substance is used to modifying or exploring the physiological systems of patients or the pathological state, such a substance is called as drug. Means what is the difference in between these two definitions? In the first definitions, it is the substance which is used for the prevention and diagnosis and treatment to cure a disease is called as drug. What is the difference in another definition? The substance which is used for the modifying and exploring the physiological system or pathological state is called as drug. Now the most familiar example of drug is paracetamol. This is common name paracetamol. This is the structure of paracetamol. It is also called as P-acetamol. This is the chemical name, but it is commonly called as paracetamol. And this paracetamol is used as a antipyretic as well as analgesic. Means the paracetamol drug has a both property antipyretic as well as analgesic. Means antipyretic means which reduces which reduces the temperature of feverish patient, and analgesic means which reduces the body pain or the patient get relief from the pain. That's why the paracetamol is the familiar example of drug. Now the next point is qualities or properties of good drugs. Means while we using the drug as a good drug, it is considered as an ideal drug. Means ideal drug should have some specific good properties or good qualities. Means if the ideal drug satisfy the good properties, then it is work as an ideal drug, because after the administration by the host, when the drug is administration by the host, it should not have any side effect. Therefore, the good drugs or ideal drugs should have the following ideal properties or good qualities or the good properties. The first property is when the drug is administration by the host or taken by the patient, at that time this drug action of drug should be localized at a site where it is desired to act. Means when the drug is administration by the host or drug is taken by the patients, at that time this drug should be work at the proper site. It should be work at proper site where it is want to desire to act. Because if the patient is suffering from tuberculosis and the antipyretic drug is taken by the patient or administration by the host, at that time it will not properly work at the proper site. Therefore, the drug should be localized at the proper site where it is desired to act, and it should not be injure or disturb to the host tissue. This is the first property of good drugs or qualities of good drug. Now next property, the drug should be act on a system or the physiological system with very safety and efficiently. Means the drug should be act on the system very safety and efficiently, means it should be work properly and within a very short time with time binding. Therefore, the drug should be work very safety and efficiently in a human body or a physiological system, then and then it is ideal drug. If it is not working in a body as a safety and efficiently, then this is not ideal drug. The next property, the drug should have or it should be the minimum side effect. Means when the drug is administration by the patient or host, at that time it should have minimum side effect. Means each and every drug is having a side effect, but the percentage of side effect it should be very minimum. Means if the person is suffering from headache and he administration the drug as a analgesic drug or painkiller drug, and after taking the drug, if the person is having suffering from other side effect, that is vomiting, then it is not properly work. Therefore, the ideal drug should be having a minimum side effect. If the drug is having minimum side effect, then it is work as an ideal drug. It is considered as an ideal drug. The next property, it should not have any toxicity. Means I have told that with respect to their side effect, means the drug should have also a minimum, or it should not have any toxicity, because if the person is suffering from headache and he administration the drug paracetamol, and after taking the paracetamol tablet, if he is also getting a pain or vomiting or more acidity, at that time this is not a proper drug, means it has a toxicity, means it has more toxic effect. Therefore the drug should be free from toxic effect, any toxic effect in the physiological system. The next quality is, the drug should not injure the host tissue. Means after taking the drugs, after administration the drugs in our body, the drug should not be injure the host tissue or infected tissue in a physiological system. Therefore, this is more important in the ideal drug. The next properties, the drug after taking the patient, the drug should not acquire tolerance or resistance of the drug after some times. Means after taking the drug in our body, or after taking the drug in a patient, by the patient, in his body, the drug should not acquire any tolerance capacity or resistance of the drug. Therefore this is also more important in the properties of drugs. And the last but one, that is, the drug should be easily available in the market, because drug is manufacturing in the industry, but if it is not easily available in the market, then how can we say it is the ideal drug? No. Therefore after manufacturing in the industry, the drug should be easily available in the market. But last one, it should be less expensive. Means the cost of drug should be very less. Means cost of drug should be reasonable for all the patients. Therefore, the it should be having less expensive. Then and then, this is considered as a ideal drugs. Means all these are the good qualities or the properties of drugs. Then uh, in these properties, the most important points are, it should be work very safely and efficiently, it should have minimum side effect, it should not have any toxicity, and it should not injure the host tissue, it should be easily available in the market, and it should be less expensive. These are the most or more important properties of good drugs or ideal drugs. Now, the next point is the classification. Classification of drugs, which is based on the therapeutic actions. Means all the drugs have been divided into two types: functional drugs and chemotherapeutic drugs, which is based all the drugs have been classified on the basis of their therapeutic actions. Means these are the two main classes. The first one is functional drug. Then what are functional drugs? The functional drugs are those drugs which stimulates or depress to the various function of body. Means these, after administration of the any drug by the patients, at that time this drug can stimulate or depress to the various body functions, and because of the stimulation and depression in the body functions, the patient get relief without curing the disease. Means the patient get only relief from the pain, but the disease is not completely cured. Means he get only the pain after the stimulation and depression in the various body functions. Therefore, such a drug are called as functional drugs. Means the functional drugs do not directly attack on the pathogenic microorganism like viruses or cells, blood cells. Means when the drug stimulates or depresses the body functions, it should not directly attack on the pathogenic microorganism. Therefore, because of this stimulation and depression function in the body, the patient get only relief. He feel better. Therefore, such a drug is called as functional drug. Now, these functional drugs may include antipyretic drug, analgesic drug, anesthetic, antifungal, antidiabetic, anti-inflammatory, sedatives, hypnotics, and tranquilizer. Means all these drugs, they stimulate or depress to the various functions of our body, and that's why we get relief. Therefore, such a drugs are called as functional drugs. Now, next class, that is chemotherapeutic drugs. Then, what are chemotherapeutic drugs? This chemotherapeutic drugs is also called as chemotherapeutic agent. Now, the chemotherapeutic agents are the drugs which are used to attack and destroy the invading microorganism. Means these drugs directly attack on the infected microorganism like bacteria and viruses, or they can destroy the infected or invading microorganism without injuring or destroying the host or infected cell. Means they can attack or destroy the infected microorganism, but they do not destroy the infected cells or tissue. Such drugs are called as chemotherapeutic drugs. Now, these drugs are used in the treatment of specific disease. For example, these drugs include anti-malarial, antibacterial, antifungal, antitubercular, anti-cancer, antibiotic, antiseptic, disinfectant, and antiviral. Means all these drugs include in the chemotherapeutic drugs, because these drugs are used to attack and destroy the infected microorganism without injuring or destroying the infected cell, are called as chemotherapeutic drugs. Now, this is the difference in between the functional drugs and chemotherapeutic drugs. What is the difference? The difference is that functional drugs stimulate or depress the various function of body and get relief from the pain, and chemotherapeutic drugs, they are used to attack and destroy the invading or infected microorganism without injuring or destroying the infected cells. This is the difference in between functional drug and chemotherapeutic drugs. Means in this chapter, in this period, today we have learned about the disease, then what is drug. There are two definitions of drugs. In the first definition, the substance which is used in the prevention, diagnosis and treatment to cure a disease in man and other animal is called as drug. And according to who, the substance or the product which is used for modifying and exploring the physiological system and pathological state is called as drug. Paracetamol is the best familiar drug which is used as antipyretic and analgesic. Then we have learned about the qualities and properties of good drug, that is ideal drug. Why ideal drugs? Because it should be having minimum side effect. The action of drug should be localized at the site where it is want to desire to act, or it should not be disturbed to the host tissues. The ideal drug should be having safety and efficiently. It should be work safety and efficiently. It should have minimum side effect. It should have not any toxic effect, and it should not injure the host cells. And last one, it is as it should be easily available in the market, and it should be less expensive. And I have already told about the difference in between the functional drug and chemotherapeutic drugs. Dear students, today we have learned about the introduction of drug, classification of drugs. Okay, in the next period we will be discuss in the next point. Today we will be stop here. Thank you.